Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel, and today we're doing a match review of Sentinels versus 100 Thieves in the VCT Americas Kickoff Tournament. This, for 100 Thieves, is a heartbreaker. There are some good things to take away from this match for 100 Thieves and just their performance overall in Kickoff. And for Sentinels, they escape what would have been a disastrous result after a very good offseason. So they're not out of the woods yet because now they have to face one of Loud or Leviathan, two teams that are looking fantastic in their first match played. So still a very uphill battle for Sentinels, but we're here to talk about the match that happened today. I do think 100 Thieves played well in this match. I mean, they did win a map, so that is evident. But there are some kinks they're going to have to iron out for the next time they play. Unfortunately, they won't be playing until April. So let's look at the first map played in this match. They started on Lotus. So this was 100 Thieves map pick, and it did not go very well for them. Looking at the character comps, we had Second playing Raze, Tens playing Omen, Zelsis playing Killjoy, John QT playing Viper, and Sassy playing Fade. On the 100 Thieves side, we had Cryo playing Chamber, which was a bit of a surprise, Bane playing Viper, Astronaut playing Raze, EEIU or EU playing Fade, and Busio playing Omen. And as you can see from the scoreline, this was a tough map for 100 Thieves, especially being their map pick. So for my last two reviews, both of the Energy match versus Furia and the Loud match versus Sentinels, I went through it round by round because I was taking notes during the game. So I decided for this one, probably best to cut it down as to which rounds I talk about. So I did take notes for every round, but I'm not going to talk about every single round of the map. But we're going to start with the first map and just tell you all the big moments. So we start off with the first pistol round. Sentinels were attacking first. Zelsis kills Asuna through a Viper smoke. C push with Bane alone. 100 Thieves cannot retake. Sen take the pistol. Moving on to round 4, Sentinels get easy kills at C main and they plant. Bane is left alone to save, but he dies anyway. 100 Thieves at this point just making easy mistakes to avoid. Next round, at round 5, Zekin trades with the showstopper on C. Sentinels do get the plant. Asuna satchels on site, but he looks the wrong way and he dies. But his teammates get the picks and they win their first round of the map. Round 7, Sentinels get the plant on B. Zelsis ults with Killjoy's ult, so pushing 100 Thieves back to prevent them from getting on site. Doesn't stop them though. 100 Thieves do get on site and Asuna defuses just before John QT gets the pick on him. So a very solid defuse from Asuna there. Round 8, Cryo goes too far into C main and Zekin kills him. He was just pushing, looking for a pick, and then Zekin opened the door and Cryo just didn't retreat. It was just a big mistake that he did not need to make. 100 Thieves do prevent the site push, but Sentinels stay near C. 100 Thieves rotated because they thought that Sentinels did. Viper pip from John and EU has to save on the 1v3. It is 5-3 Sentinels up until this point. Skipping all the way to the end of the half at round 12, it's a slow round from Sentinels, but they end up going A. 100 Thieves does not know, and Bane is left alone on A, and he does die. Bane does die, and Sentinels go through the door and plant at B. It's a 2v2, and John ends up getting both kills to get 4 kills on the round. Asuna is having a tough game up until this point. He's 4-12, and Busio also having a rough game, 2-11. So going into the second half, it is 9-3 Sentinels, and that curse hasn't been around for a while. 100 Thieves are attacking now. They go to A. They do get on site, but the nade from Zekin prevents the plant right away. Zekin then gets 2 kills to win the round, and it is 10-3 Sentinels. Next round, round 14, 100 Thieves go C and get the plant. They decide to push to back site and try to get some picks, but Sentinels are waiting there, and John QT gets 3 kills and 100 Thieves lose the round. Terrible, awful play from 100 Thieves to lose the round there. They had the plant, they had the site control, then all of a sudden 3 of them go to backside to try to get some picks. You just don't need to do that. That's just not something you need to do. Maybe one person going there to check how many Sentinel players are there, maybe something like that. Even then, that's not a great decision. But they just lost site control because they wanted to get some picks to, maybe, I guess, get sent off guard, but it didn't work at all. Moving on to round 16, Asuna, who's still having a rough game, wastes his showstopper. 100 Thieves are at A main, but they seem like they're trapped. They rotate to C, they plant, and Busio finally gets another kill, and they prevent the retake. They win that round. Round 18, 100 Thieves do get the plant at C, but Sentinels have their ultimates. Great util from Sentinels, and they get an easy retake to take the game. Sentinels win their first map at the VCT Americas Kickoff Tournament. So it was basically just a wash the whole time. Sentinels had control of that map the entire time. I was really worried that this game was going to end up being a 2-0 because 100 Thieves on this map just looked lost. They didn't look like they really knew what they were doing. They weren't calling a util for a push. They weren't doing basic things that make you win. It wasn't even that Sentinels were particularly playing that well on this map either. I was watching Sentinels play, and I was like, they're playing good, but they're just not playing bad, which is what 100 Thieves were doing. It's been a problem in both the match against Leviathan and this match that 100 Thieves just don't start the match on time. So that's going to be something they're going to need to iron out, because if they keep doing that, they're going to keep losing. Looking at the stats for each of these players, Zekken had a good map on Raze. He had 21 kills, 12 deaths, and 6 assists. Solid performance from Tens as well, 14, 8, and 11. Zelsis, solid performance with Killjoy, 13, 10, and 4. John QT, 15, 9, and 5, proving that he can frag as a IGL and a controller. Saucy, 11, 9, 14. Solid performance from him, but he didn't really have to do much. For 100 Thieves, Cryocells did end up going positive on Chamber with 16 kills, 14 deaths, and 0 assists. Bane, 10, 14, and 4. He played well, but his team just didn't, so it didn't really matter. Asana, rough game from him overall, 9, 16, and 6. It just felt like he wasn't really using Raze to her full potential. EU 7, 13, and 3, and Boostio went 6, 17, and 5. Underratedly poor performance from Boostio there. He would pick it up later though. So that's the first map, but the second map would be a difference maker, and this is kind of what I mean. 100 Thieves, they didn't start the match on time, but they get to this map and they look much better. The interesting thing is too, they lost on buying to Leviathan yesterday, so winning this decisively on buying, they definitely have a good strategy for this map. They just have to be able to implement it properly. Looking at the character comps, we had Tens on Yoru as expected, John QT on the Viper, Zelsis on the Brimstone, Saucy on Sky, and Zekken on Raze. So Sentinels running a double duelist comp. On the 100 Thieves side, we had Boostio playing Gecko, Asana back on the Raze, Bane on the Viper, EU playing Fade, and Cryocells playing Brimstone. I don't know what it is about duelist players having their second character be a Smokes character, but it seems to be a common theme. So going through the important rounds of this match, starting off with the pistol round. 100 Thieves are attacking first. They do get the plant on A. Bane does whiff on his flank. Boostio then gets 2 on site, and Bane eventually finds 1. John does get 3 kills, but there is no time left. 100 Thieves take the pistol as the spike explodes. Next round, round 2, 100 Thieves push Belon, and chaos just ensues. 100 Thieves do get all the kills. It's a solid start from 100 Thieves, much improved play from their poor performance at the last map. Skipping to round 7, EU ults B, but he doesn't hit anyone. 100 Thieves do get on site and get the plant, so the ult didn't hit anyone, but it did give them the space. Asana ults, but he ends up getting flashed, so he's blind, and I guess he just thought he was just looking up because he didn't want to like shoot it at himself, but he just hits the wall. It just goes to a random wall above the door. It doesn't hit anywhere that could have any effect at all. Just really unlucky timing for Asana there. Sentinels do clean up and they get the defuse. Great flashes from Sentinels to get the retake. Next round, round 8, timeout from 100 Thieves. They look better than last game at this point, but they're losing important rounds. They do plant on B and get the Viper Pit up. Asuna gets a nice double kill, and 100 Thieves finish Sentinels to win the round. Moving on to round 12, the last of the half, there's a battle B-Lon, and it ends up with Boostio alone in a 1v2 with the spike down. Looks like Sentinels might have him, but he ends up winning it. It is 8-4, 100 Thieves at the half. Pistol round of the second half, Sentinels are attacking now. They push A, but they can't plant right away. They kill Asuna, and then TP going to B. John stays behind, but he can't get a pick. They plant B, and 100 Thieves can retake. They take the pistol. Moving on to round 19, 100 Thieves is at match point. They look poised to win. They've won 4 rounds in a row at this point. Sentinels push on A, and they make it a 5v3 in advantage for them. Boostio gets a nice op kill, but Zekken gets him. John Viper Pits, but it takes a minute to plant. It's a 2v2. John ends up dying. The Viper Pit goes down. Zekken can't clutch. 100 Thieves win the map. Is a tied match. Looking at the stats for each of these players, Tens went 15, 14, and 5. John QT went 11, 13, and 7. Zelsis went 12, 15, and 10. Saucy 12, 14, and 9. Zekken 12, 16, and 3. None of the Sentinels players looking particularly bad on this map. They just overall didn't give enough as a team to win the map. On the 100 Thieves side, Boostio on Gecko, much better bounce back game for him. 15, 12, and 4. Asuna, also bounce back game. He played very well this second map. 17, 14, and 4. Bane went 13, 11, and 9. EU went 14, 13, and 10. Cryo went 13, 12, and 8. So a great bounce back map for 100 Thieves. It's very reminiscent of their match against Leviathan, where they started slow, they looked terrible, it looked like Leviathan was just going to wash over them, and then they turn it on for the second map. Unfortunately, it's not just about winning one map, it's about winning two. Which brings us to the third map, which was split, and Sentinels won this one 13 to 8. Looking at the character comps on the Sentinels side, Saucy played Sky, he had a great game. John QT played Cypher, Zekken played Raze, Zelsis played Viper, Tens played Omen. On the 100 Thieves side, EU played Fade, Bane played Viper, Cryocells played Astra, Asuna played Raze again, and Busio was back on Gecko. So one interesting thing about 100 Thieves comp here is that they did not have a Sentinel. They instead opted to go double Initiator with Gecko and Fade. And I saw some comments that were saying that that was a very bad idea from Sentinels, and I'm not going to disagree with that. You absolutely should have a Sentinel in most situations, but especially on split, having a Cypher can absolutely enhance your play on that map as a team. But at the same time, I'm not going to shame teams for trying new things. Sometimes it can work out and sometimes they can blow back in your face. And I don't think that them not having a Sentinel was the only reason why they lost. I think it is a contributing factor, but they fought their hearts out on this game. It is a 13-8 scoreline, so it might look kind of bad, but overall, it felt much closer than a 13-8 game. So talking about the notable rounds, starting with the pistol round, Sentinels are attacking first. Asuna has some nice plays, but the round ends with a 2v2, and Sentinels end up taking it. 100 Thieves could have taken it, they just kind of lost important battles. Moving on to round 4, there's an awkward battle. A main and Sentinels end up playing it slow. Busio can't get a kill at Heaven, and Zelsis gets a lurk kill. Sentinels then win the round after killing Busio. Round 6, 100 Thieves opt to take a time out. Sentinels get on B and they make it a 4v4. 100 Thieves get some picks with Asuna getting a showstopper kill Sewers. Saucy is killed and Zelsis is left alone. 100 Thieves take the round. Moving on to round 9, Bane dies mid and Sen push onto B. They plant and it's a 4v2. Busio gets one and dies, but then EU with an amazing 3k to clutch the round. 100 Thieves take that one that seemed out of their grasp. Round 10, Sentinels pushing up the pace now. They get some quick picks and John QT gets a 3k. Fast Sentinels push pays off and they win the round. Round 12, John QT gets a nice flank. The round ends up in a 2v2 and Asuna tries to defuse while in a smoke. Sentinels do end up reading it though, and they jump into the smoke and kill him. It is 7-5 Sentinels at the half. Round 13, 100 Thieves are attacking now. They slowly move to A. Tens and Zekken overstep and die. They just kind of pushed too quickly and just ended up getting picked. John QT gets a couple to prevent the plant. They get it. John and Cryo are in a 1v1. John lasts for a while, but Cryo gets the best of him. Great play from Cryo there to take that round. 100 Thieves take the pistol. Round 14, EU with some good flicks at ropes. Beautiful, flawless round for 100 Thieves to tie the game. They were in control that entire round. It was a great round, and that seemed like it could be where 100 Thieves start to really pick up the pace. Round 15, it's a 2v3 on A as Cryo ults. He ends up in a 3v1, and it seems like all is lost, but Cryo does end up getting all 3 kills, 2 of them being at the spike. Sentinels don't have the time to not try to defuse, and Cryo takes advantage and gets the 3 kills. It is 8-7 100 Thieves. They have the lead. Unfortunately, knowing from the scoreline, that would be the last round they won. Round 17, it's a 2v1 with Cryo again, but he doesn't have a gun to win it. He just has a sheriff. Ends up dying. It's a very back and forth game right now. Round 18, Bane gets caught at ramps. Zekken hits Cryo with the showstopper. John QT gets a crazy 3k again to win the round. Great flicks from John QT there. It is 10-8 Sentinels. Round 20, 100 Thieves plant B after a slow push, but Sentinels get the picks and get the retake. It is match point Sentinels. Round 21, backs against the wall. Sentinels have won 5 in a row up to this point. 100 Thieves need a miracle. Celsius is lurking mid. He's hiding behind box, just waiting for the 100 Thieves players to push. Busio does ult, but it doesn't find him. He doesn't look down that corner. That's just a very unfortunate mistake of not being as detailed as you should be, and he does die to Celsius. 2v3 in favor of Sentinels. They rotate to A, and Sassy's just waiting there. 100 Thieves have no idea. They get onto site. They walk on. At least one of them does. Sassy gets that guy, throws a flash for the other one, ends up killing him. Sentinels win, and 100 Thieves are eliminated from the VCT Americas Kickoff Tournament. Looking at the stats for all these players on the Sentinels side, Sassy went 18, 11, and 10. John QT went 18, 13, and 6. Zekin 18, 14, and 4. Zelsis 14, 11, and 4. Tens 14, 14, and 10. So none of the Sentinels players go negative there. On the 100 Thieves side, EU, great map from him. He played very well, 13, 15, and 6. So he did go negative, but that's not... He did play better than a player that goes negative. Bane went 15, 17, and 6. Cryo 14, 15, and 4. Asuna 9, 18, and 9. Bad third map from him, honestly. And then Bustio 12, 17, and 4. He definitely was wanting to do better there. So overall, if you're a 100 Thieves fan, this is obviously a heartbreaker. And for all the players, obviously a just huge disappointment, and they wanted to perform really well. And I do think that they did. I think 100 Thieves looking this good early in the season, despite losing, there's some good signs here. They haven't had Bustio for that long. They can build off of this. There is still time in the season. Unfortunately, they will not be at Madrid, though. And for Sentinels, did they play particularly well? Yes, at points. Not consistently, though. And I think that's one thing that we're going to have to look out for Sentinels is, will they be able to put up a consistent, just round by round, map by map, consistent good stretch. Because right now, with how they performed against Loud played very well, and Sentinels did put up a decent fight, but Loud just kind of outclassed them. And then 100 Thieves, they lose a map when they probably should have done a lot better on that second map, but then they did turn it on for the third map. So they're going to need to try to play like that third map all the time, and that first map. So that was the map. That's my review of it. I think Sentinels still have their work cut out for them. I mean, we'll see who they're playing, but they're going to be playing a very tough team. And for 100 Thieves, sit back, try to recover, practice, and learn how to figure out these kinks, and then you can actually probably be a pretty good team if you figure out all of these just little mistakes that they have been making. I still think that they can be a good team. I'm not going to drop them too far on my power ranking when I do a post-kickoff one, but we'll get to that when we get to that. Let me know what you guys think of this match in the comment section down below. Do you think Sentinels are going to win their next match? Do you think 100 Thieves is going to recover later in the season? Please click like if you enjoyed this video. Thank you all very much for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.